Where's David? Find him, quick! Come on, Maine!
I think I'm hyperventilating. I'm just slowly like...
Okay. Yeah, pink. Kiwi's a very interesting kind of mercurial, cold character. Some people may state that Kiwi is kind of nihilistic, but I actually don't find her thinking that the world has no meaning and nothing matters. She's more of that pragmatist, that person that looks at things analytically. She would probably consider herself just a realist. And the interesting thing with people that are more on the pragmatic analytical scale is that they don't have the same amount of emotional reaction. And in this scene, you can see they're like, very emotional and they say like, get David quick, and she just kind of saunters off the screen. Not much of a strong emotional reaction.
Hey! I ain't good at playing just friends!
Considered shaking up your approach?
Yeah, how you figure.
When she gives advice, it's kind of straightforward, direct to the point, but she's often on point with the things that she says. Yes, Rebecca can come off a little bit strongly, which, as you can tell from my Rebecca and Lucy video, most people really like, but it isn't working for David, and she's kind of letting her know, this isn't working, maybe you should try something else.
Kiwi's mid-dive, can't rush her, you know that!
Ice is harder to break through than I thought it'd be.
For her job of having to go through all of this data and sift through it, it's actually a really good personality type for that, because they're able to analyze really effectively, find the things that they need, be able to move things no matter what's happening around them. So for some people, they are just born without having the same amount of emotional reaction for different situations. A lot of people that are more adrenaline junkies, they need these really high-risk situations to feel anything at all. I think though for Kiwi, it's more of a situation probably that she's been through so many different hardships in her life, because living in Night City, there's so many difficulties that happen that probably it just doesn't have a reaction anymore. When you've gone through something many, many times, the same emotional content that you used to have perhaps the first or second time, it's not the same thing that happens by time 50 or 100. It just doesn't reach the same threshold. That's the same thing that works for exposure therapy in order to get rid of an anxiety or a phobia. Two things. One is it's really interesting to see what she looks like underneath the mask. So it's almost like she has this metallic face, and so that's probably why she wears it all the time. For a lot of people, they believe that her being hit by Maine might be one of the reasons why she ended up betraying everyone beforehand. But I don't actually think that that's why. Because she's so pragmatic and she looks at things just analytically, I think that she would understand why Maine did it, and it was more of the cyberpsychosis than it was him actually betraying her. And she doesn't have that many strong emotional reactions in the first place. So I think that for her, it's just math. This is business, and she has to, in the end, take care of the one person that matters most, which for Kiwi is Kiwi.
What's up?
Just a question need to ask. Like how David's...
Fine, he's fine. For a punk. Thought he'd need hand-holding, help. But stepped up big leader. Weird.
And other pieces of people that lean to being more analytical and pragmatic is that they're direct, they're straight to the point, they don't usually mince their words, they don't use effusive language. You want something really direct. If you want an honest reply, you want to talk to someone that's more analytical and pragmatic, because they're not going to think about your feelings. They're just going to say it exactly how they see it, whether that hurts you or not. And I think that for a lot of people, they would find this personality type kind of abrasive or offensive or rude. And they don't mean it in that way at all. It's just they see things as they are, and so they're going to let you know and package it to you exactly how they see it. For other people, they find it exceptionally refreshing because you know exactly where you stand and you know that it's just business. This isn't something that's personal for Kiwi. Be careful what question you ask to whom, because for some, you're going to get a very blunt, direct answer.
Main step is Cirque. Zip! If you saw David. Something on your mind, Luce?
No. Happy to hear he's holding up, Saul.
Why call? Why? Come see him, just...
And you can tell the difference between the affect of Lucy, who acts like she has this cold, hard exterior, but it's not really true. That's a mask. Yet for Kiwi, even when she's really emotional, at her most emotional, her voice, it's very direct, straightforward, and there isn't a lot of inflection in her voice. It's just stated very specifically, just like the data she analyzes.
Mysterious, even for you. Won't pry though. Never trust a soul in NC. Was me who taught you.
You? Oh yeah, remember that.
And that, I think, is the one lesson that Kiwi's learned. So no doubt she's been hurt by other people in her life, and so Kiwi actually does care, but it's that she cares more about making sure that she keeps herself safe. Getting attached to other people is a liability, because then you're going to want to trust them, you're going to want to do things for them, and in the end, there's no one here that you can actually trust, because it's kind of a dog-eat-dog world. What she's learned is the one rule, which is survive no matter what the cost.
Yeah, it's me.
We don't know what Faraday said to Kiwi in order to have her betray the team. People that are more analytical, especially those in Kiwi's situation, are just going to go through this like a mathematical process. You can put yourself in this situation if someone threatens you and your life is on the line. What would you do? Depending on how emotionally attached you are to the people around you, you might have a different decision. Does that actually make her a bad guy, or does that make her a survivor? And I think that that's a really difficult question, and I think that probably your own personality type will differ in what your answer will be. So probably those that are more empathic and caring would probably look more poorly upon Kiwi's choice, and those that are more analytical and pragmatic might look to it as she did the best decision that she could with the situation at hand. And it's really easy if you live in a very safe part of the world to say that what Kiwi did was wrong, versus if you live in a really dangerous part of the world, the choices that you make may not be that easily black and white.
I'll personally negotiate your commission and immunity.
Never trust a soul in Night City. The fools who make that mistake get burned.
For people that are in Kiwi's situation, we often go through that justification. Never trust a soul in Night City, but you can hear the sigh in her voice. She does feel remorse or feel bad about it. And often when we feel bad, we want to justify it and state it, and we often do that throwing of blame, that victim blaming to other people, because if we blame other people, we don't have to carry that much guilt ourselves. And that ends up being a defense mechanism so that we can continue going through life, because we're not really that bad of a person because we did what we had to do.
But anyone know what the hell it is?
A cyber skeleton. Military-grade implant.
Military? Wait, so like David Sandevistan?
Several degrees more advanced.
And she sells it so well. She doesn't overdo it. She just states things. She kind of sets the trap, but lets you fall into it all on your own.
Hey, Kiwi, did you...
Sorry. Make good on my end. I'm out of here.
And I believe it when Kiwi says sorry. And it was actually one of the more emotional scenes for Kiwi. You can hear it in her voice. We often look at people that are analytical as that they're not emotional or they don't feel things. They do. You just don't see it. You can't read it or feel it as strongly with someone that's analytically or not. So you have to look a lot at those micro expressions, because they often, and especially for Kiwi, her being able to mask her emotions and not feel things is her way of survival.
What am I doing?
Not doing any more work for you.
Such a shame. I get rid of anyone who knows about the cyber skeleton. Even you.
The first thing that I thought of when Kiwi got shot was her line of "don't trust anyone in Night City," because I think it's really self-fulfilling that her trust of Faraday is the thing that got her killed as well.
Got you too, did he?
Yep. Did tag his AV though. Sending you quartz. Follow him.
Really expect us to trust you?
I know.
Like, there's no reason for her to keep any defenses up anymore. She knows that she's dying. You can hear that she feels bad for what she's doing.
You want that corp hugger dead, blood for blood.
No, it's not like that. Taught Lucy never to trust a soul in this city. Everyone turns on you. Faraday's long overdue to learn an important lesson.
Because she no longer has to worry about looking out for herself, she wants to try to make a little bit more right the things that she's made wrong in it. And so I do think that she has a conscience. No, I actually don't think that Kiwi is a sociopath. I think that she just does what she has to. But in the end, if you are going to live by a code, you should live by the code, because those that don't,
The fools who make that mistake get burned.
And if you like this video, you can also check out my Wednesday Season 1 full compilation, ad-free, sponsor-free, only on Nebula. Just like all my other videos, also on Nebula. And that's the whole purpose of Nebula. It's a place where high-quality education creators can post early, post-extended versions, can post videos that would never ever get to make it on YouTube. Creators like Legal Eagle, Nando V Movies, Alt-Shift X, Medlife Crisis, and so many more. I've also been posting all my compilation videos like the Jinx Saga and Vox Machina Season 1 early on Nebula. And I also have a whole course where I go through all of the different therapeutic techniques that you can use to be able to deal with anxiety, available specially on Nebula. You can also get exclusive originals like Night of the Coconut, how they adapted Lord of the Rings, The Time When, and so many more. All of them are ad-free, sponsor-free, and if you sign up now using my exclusive link, you can get Nebula for just over $3 a month or $30 a year. And that has all the early access, all the extended versions, all those originals, all from Nebula creators, just by clicking on the link below. Clicking on that link really does help out this channel, and so does watching this playlist right here, where I go more in depth into the psychology that drives us all. So give it a watch, and hopefully I'll see you in the next video. So let me know your thoughts on Kiwi. Like her, hate her, still angry at her for betraying David, or kind of understand that she felt she had to. Let me know in the comments below, and hopefully I'll see you in the next video.